All right. Okay, I'm going to try it again. This is about my fourth recording. I played around with the mic positions a bit. I think the first spot, okay, I had the SM57 right here in the first spot, and this was backed out to about here. And I think that gave me the best sound, but I'm going to try this because I'm trying not to peak the mics. So I think the mics actually do better a little further out than they do closer up. But I'm going to try it anyway, so here we go. All right. Getting kind of warm up here. Not the best timing. I'm not sure, but I think I can track the drums on there, so that'll take up my sloppiness. I'll see how it came out. So day 4 with the drums. I'm already doing my first recordings. So obviously the drums are not going to sound as thick on that as the electric drums with these mics, but it's a start. And even though, okay, that was sort of the same beat the whole way through, but I already wrote this song and it's going to, I know it has a bit of a metallic-y kind of sound to it, but there's going to be a 7-string, possibly an 8-string, my preciouses, on this song. And where's it? Mr. Bass, I didn't forget about you over there. How you doing? We've been together. I just want to happily announce my bass and I have been together for a year now, or about a year. So we're going to be doing the 1-year review of my bass playing. And this is kind of like the 4-day review of my bass playing or drum playing, really technically too. So yeah, a little bit of sloppiness in there. I hit the offbeat when I went to the hi-hat. I got to watch my transitions because you'll hear it in the recording. I'll let it go for now because I just want to get something recorded, right? Just break that cherry of getting something recorded. I'll get better as I go. But yeah, just go to that like going from this, I come in on the offbeat. So I got to learn to, sometimes you got to slow down to speed up, right? So you got, even if you have to sit out a note or two, it's the same on guitar, it's the same on bass, the same on anything, but it's really noticeable with the drums when you dun 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 dun. And then if you start on the wrong beat with that, it'll throw your whole rhythm off. So that kind of, yeah, we'll see how that records. But I'm gonna listen to see how it sounds. And I think I had the mics perfectly positioned the first time round, and whatever. So I tried this, obviously. This was down here. I moved it back and I had it up there. So I adjusted this 3 times. We'll see how that comes out. I found this was just a little bit too close. I was getting a little bit too much crack off of this. The triangle is a nice little, I just found that the other day when I brought the drums home. I have no idea where that came from. Definitely didn't come from the store, I know that. Unless they accidentally had it on top of a box or something. I don't know. So I got a free triangle. I think this was already in the house. I just don't know what it's off of. I had that mic here, which actually recorded quite well. Because I'm trying not to peak out my levels. And then I tried the SM57 right down low in front of the bass drum. It didn't sound good. It just blew out the mic. It was too much. I tried off to the angle a little bit, but I came back to here. We'll see how that does. But I think my best spot was like right here. I don't know if it's because I get a crisper sound off the front beater skin. Like the low end didn't seem to change. It's just the muddiness. So I was actually clearer with the SM57 here than I was down over there. You'd think it would actually be better over there, but it does kind of make sense because all the low end is pushing that way. So you get a bit of a tonal crack off the pedal. So if you want to try it right here, you get the toms perfectly and the snare perfectly with it right here. If your toms are more here, you can see I rearranged again. I got a nice flow now, so you know, I figured out where I'm going to put this tom. I like this. I had to bring this one over a bit, but we'll talk about how I adjusted that after. But I'm going to listen to it. Yeah, so obviously one of the upgrades there's 2 major upgrades, 3 major upgrades I want to do to this kit. And I know I just got it like 4 days ago and I'm not talking about upgrades, but I've already I already had this planned out. It's just my budget said what I was going to come. I was starting with a budget of here and right. And I had a list of here of all the things I wanted. But one of the things, obviously, is first I'm going to detune the skins. They're just too high. They're in a jazz setting for sure, or somewhere in between a rock jazz setting. I want to get my drum dial there and see where these are at. I think they just sound too high pitched for me because I know I can get lower. This is not bad, but I think I want to bring it down. You know, if I could bring everything down at least a half step in tone, the thunder would be great. But I got to watch out too. I don't know how low I can go before all I get is just, you know, just overtones. You know what I mean? You got to watch out for that too. If you're tuned too low, it's the same with the bass guitar. If you go too low, all you get is buzzing and overtones when you record. So I'm going to live with the factory tuning probably for a better part of a week or two. You know, and then I'm going to tune them down a bit. But I'm going to play around with the mics a bit more. But one of the big things is individual mics, so I can get it, not so much for the cymbals or even the hi-hat, because that cuts through. Even the snare doesn't really need to be mic'd. But I'd like to have a mic on each drum and then 2 room mics to catch the overall, to get the ambience, right? Because I find when you go out, you lose all the bottom end and everything, but you get all this clarity, right? So you can never have too many mics is what I'm saying. So that's one. And then, of course, a double bass pedal in the future. But I'm going to listen to that, see how it came out, and I'm going to go from there.